Naoya Inoue thinks he should be Fighter of the Year, but Terence Crawford has fired back to these claims with some comments of his own. Many fighters are making their case for why they think they should be Fighter of the Year, and Devin Haney tried to throw his name out there as well. Devin stated, "I feel like I'm, at this point that I should be Fighter of the Year. But also, not only that, they don't want to give my dad credit. But I think my dad deserves credit. Trainer of the Year. When they mention the best trainers in boxing, I don't understand because they never mention my dad. But he is the best trainer in boxing, and it showed. We just went in there, went up in weight, fought arguably the best at 140 and pitched a shutout. Didn't even get hit with nothing, handicapped him. Come on now, my dad deserves Trainer of the Year and I deserve Fighter of the Year." David Benavidez mentioned that he could have been considered Fighter of the Year had he made a specific fight, but he was more concerned with making bigger fights. David stated, "I wouldn't say I'm on the pound-for-pound list right now until I get the titles at 168 pounds. The only thing keeping me from the titles is undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. I want to make the best fights happen. I think that an Andrade win would make me Fighter of the Year. I don't really look at stuff like that. I just go out there and try to give the best performances possible. If people want to give me that, then they'll give me that. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking to give the fans the best fights possible." The real debate is between Naoya Inoue and Terence Crawford, though.
I'm going to look so stupid if it goes wrong, but I think I lean towards Inoue. This fight, so shout out to my guy Sibby Boxing. He asked a question a while ago of what you feel more confident in, your pick for Fulton Inoue or your pick for Spence Crawford. Not just to me, but generally.
Yeah,
and they're such close fights, and it's like, damn, you really got to think about it. I actually feel more confident in my Spence pick than I do against the Monster. Is the best fighter on the planet. Pound number one. And so, I lean towards him.
Until Saturday.
Inoue recently knocked out Marlon Tapales, and the response from pros about that fight has been overwhelmingly positive. Carl Frampton stated, "No doubt Inoue is a generational great, but the talked about fight with Tank would be an absolute mismatch. I'm not even sure he beats the top featherweights. Inoue versus Lopez, though?" Some people are comparing the resumes of Inoue and Crawford, and they're seeing that Inoue has a more impressive roster. Boxing Habit stated 36-year-old Terence Crawford has only beaten 11, so he didn't make the list. Sorry, Crawford fans, but both Canelo and Naoya Inoue are above Crawford in this current era. Sean Porter spoke about Naoya Inoue possibly being the pound-for-pound king.
Would you say the Monster is multi-dimensional?
Yeah, of course.
But have you seen him legitimately be multi-dimensional?
Yeah.
From a standpoint of being able, obviously we know he can punch.
Yeah.
We've seen him get to the body, but
he's a box people before.
I really haven't seen him stay on the outside and counter punch.
Do you think that's what he's gonna have to do against Fulton though?
It's not the point. The point is you just call him the #1 fighter on the planet.
Pound for pound.
But you gotta be able to do it all.
Yeah.
Who they fight? I mean, you can say that for Crawford. Who they fight?
Antonio Tarver isn't sure about the resumes when comparing the two of them, though, and he stated, "Who has he beat? They have to stop this. That's disrespectful. We haven't seen enough of Inoue. Answer me this. How many pound-for-pound champions has Naoya Inoue beaten? He ain't fought a top fighter, and those lighter divisions have no real names in them. They don't count as much as the glamour divisions where the top fighters are known to roam. He's in the top 10 until someone beats Terence Crawford. He's the top pound for pound. Build Inoue's name off of actual fights, not on pound-for-pound discussions." Robert Garcia sees Inoue being the Fighter of the Year, but he sees Terence Crawford leading in the pound-for-pound rankings.
Inoue should get it. He fought twice, and both were really good. The one against Fulton was supposed to be a very, very competitive fight, and he dominated. And this one was against another unified champion, so he fought right. Crawford had the biggest win because of the way he did it, how it happened. But he only fought once.
Greg Hackett believes that Inoue and Crawford are at a tie for first place in the pound-for-pound rankings.
Yeah. Who do you think? I mean, it's a tie for first. They both, Bud did it first, so you gotta give him his respect for that. But anyways, doing it in beautiful fashion. I can't be mad at him. fighting at a smaller weight class, yeah, but I mean, he's separating himself for sure. But I don't know. I really don't get into the pound for pound shit. I really don't like it, but because some of the guys, I don't even know how they get there. But for them two guys, I say a tie for first. You know what I mean? Do it like that.
Terence originally claimed that his win over Errol Spence was more than enough to put him on top, and he stated, "I've been telling each and every one of y'all for years. All in all, I get to say I told y'all, because I've been asking for these fights for years, and y'all been saying he's too small, he's going to get this, he's going to get broken. And each and every time that I step up, I've proved y'all wrong. Each time. So write some great stories about Terence Crawford. Don't hate on him. Don't say anything negative. Just give me my props." Mike Tyson thinks that Terence Crawford has one more thing to prove before he's given the credit he's trying to get. Mike stated, "Listen, this is the situation. People always argue with me on this, but you know what makes people great fighters? They fill in the arenas. Spence brought the people. He's a master fighter, but he got the essence of fighting, and that's the excitement. Bring the people. We'll see. He's got to keep beating people. He beats people too easily. That will hurt him financially. I started making more money when Buster Douglas beat me." Amir Khan believes that Crawford is the pound-for-pound king right now, and he stated, "His timing, his accuracy, his understanding of when to throw a punch and how to adjust in the fight, in my opinion, is unmatched to anyone in the sport right now." Even fans are saying that Terence Crawford shouldn't be considered, seeing how he only fought once this year against Errol Spence. One fan stated, "Inoue, honestly, I like Bud, but activity is key. Can't fight one time a year and expect to be P for P. I'm probably the minority in this, and that's fine, but I feel activity and what Inoue is doing should make him P for P #1. Crawford didn't like the idea that people were calling for anyone else to be pound-for-pound king or fighter of the year, and he stated in a string of posts, "When I say I'm P for P best fighter in the world, this is what I mean. You could put me in any weight category if I was that size and I would still dominate. You definitely can't say the same for everyone else. Some don't have the style for smaller fighters or bigger fighters. I do. How many of y'all favorite fighters had a close fight or a fight they didn't dominate or lost? There's not one fighter I've fought professionally that can say I didn't dominate them. I never like to talk because I did my talking in the ring, but I'm really him. Better ask somebody. I started this undisputed shit. Nobody was screaming they wanted to be undisputed until me. I'm a trendsetter. Like it or not, y'all favorite fighters want to be just like me, and that's not the only thing either. I'm so cold they created an imaginary street for. Tried to blackball, railroad me, and age me, but I still came out on top. It's all God's plan. One day y'all haters will see that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.